Attitude. The longer I live, the more I realise that the impact of attitude has on life. It's more important than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than successes, than whatever else you might say or do. It's more important than appearances, giftedness, or skill. The remarkable thing is that we have the choice to create the attitude we have for that day. We cannot change the past. We cannot change the way people act. We cannot change the inevitable. The one thing that we can change is the only thing we have control over, and that is our attitude. I'm convinced that life is 10% of what actually happens to us and 90% of how we react to it.
So, Linda, when were you born?
I was born in 1958 here in Emerald, 23rd of April 1958, which is St George's Day, and I was born at the Emerald Hospital.
And when you were a child, how would you describe your relationship with your parents?
So growing up, like Dad was the main wage earner. And what was different for me is most of the kids I went to school with, they had family in the railway. I didn't understand why we didn't get a transfer like all my friends did. So my dad was working as a printer as a family-owned CQ News. Mum was at home.
And how is your relationship with your mum growing up?
So Mum was like the nurturer. She was the one you relied on, and you just expected that she was going to be doing the washing, the cleaning. The expectation my mum put on me was that she thought I should get married. At the age of 15, she thought it was like I should be looking for a boyfriend then. So it was just, that was the expected thing to do, was to meet someone, get married. I would have been probably 32, but I thought, well, I can probably make some of my own choices, becoming myself at the age of 32.
So, Linda, you were diagnosed with breast cancer around 2006.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
Learning experience. I knew in my mind how I was going to approach it because my sister-in-law at the time had breast cancer. So in that journey with the type of cancer, I didn't know that there's more. I mean, there's breast cancer, but I didn't know that there's more than one type of cancer. So I made a little what to do story for her. So many of you have in here, so that's how she got to know that I was having chemotherapy and that made me lose all the hair, and that's what it was about. But again, that started me doing the wearing headgear, so that probably emphasised that. Sometimes Nanny might wear hats, scarves, bandanas, or babushkas, but if she has no hair, and so this was Astral Cell, no, not to pull Nanny's pretty head things. We'll have to teach Griffiths, her little brother, not to pull the things Annie might have on her head. If I did in the magazine, so that's just an article about good there, which I still do run. And then there were in Capella, there was a decorated bra competition. Me, a bit like attitude, it's like find your silver lining. So that was the silver line on there. And I was stuck with the silver lining thing, because this was my dad's, I said a cigarette thing, but if I'm talking people, I'll make sure I give them a silver lining, and they keep it in their wallets to remember to always find silver lining. So I do a few presentations, but that's how I do it. I'd make myself a little booklet, and in the booklet, I used them to start the first time I did it at the Coca-Cola restaurant. I couldn't say that I was worried about casting that gene onto my doors because it's too emotion. And others, after hearing the news of my diagnosis, my first concern was, how do I tell people? So I took my time to work out what I was going to say. Is I didn't want to alarm anyone. 2 daughters, and reassure them that there was a plan in place. I found my mum and a surgeon told the family members. I found close friend and historian, that's it before. And then I was home in Emerald for 2 weeks before going to Brisbane to meet the breast surgeon, so I needed to see people face to face. My main feeling was I didn't want it all in the cinder upsetting. So when I was asked, how are you? Naturally said, well, thanks. I had some words in my head to respond, so I came up with, I'm doing well, thanks. That made sense because people had heard my news or not over the news, because inspiration women thing, and not just a mum who had daughter Down syndrome. So she met me, but we were then Gina Tose syndrome as inspiration women, so that was a nice comment.
And from that story, we can obviously tell you're a very strong woman. How did your attitude in life get you through that heartbreak?
Didn't positive properly, and that was another thing too. Oh, yeah, the power of positive thinking. Where it's just like, and just recently, that's what I heard two people like say, well, if this product that's going to happen, that's how meant to be turned around, or even if that does happen, how can it be? So it's like find the solution on and move forward. From just being positive and finding solutions, not barriers. And that's what I think that's what you end it.
With your attitude and your quote that you had, basically summing up, why have you chosen that for? Is that part of you that you want to be known by?
I think it's inspirational, particularly the last part when it says, I'm convinced the it's 10% what actually happens to you, and that's what they're saying, will have your breast cancers minute enter the rest of your life. Yep, and you can choose your attitude. And you get out of bed in the morning, you can drag yourself out of bed, you could just hop back in bed and do it again if it doesn't work well. But when we're talking about growing up earlier, it was this blue black. So this was what I work heavily based my life on. I'm a big believer in this, and this is what my property life has been based on before I came across attitude things. So probably to step one, and then there's probably step two. So is it the truth? And that was like very much is the truth. Is it fair to all concerned? Still a bit believe in that. Will it end better friendships? I think that's still important. And will it be beneficial for all concerned? And better at doing things for other people. I'll have positive attitude, but I do enjoy being a couple of people.
So coming into your beautiful home today, we get to see all the lovely photos of you traveling around the world. What does traveling mean to you?
Experience exciting adventures, I think. What I'm rich probably experiences. My experiences would be parachuting, that was probably the highlight, and then it was riding camel or the Northern Territory, and they just recently got an alpha in Thailand. But travel is seeing different things, and I do like island things that, right? But it's and picking up little things. Like if I go out, I usually have got something that I didn't plan, but so this is what I bought from Ireland, the clatter, and this is what I bought in Tasmania. So usually it's just like, oh yeah, I bought that. There's just different experiences. I mean, my favourite thing of all experiences is watching big spending time for grandkids and watching them play sport and spending time with them and the like holidays. So last year was the busy one. So it was Belgium with one group, and then Scotland with another group, and then Thailand with another one.
And then you talk a lot about fashion and outfits. How has that, how do you express yourself through your outfits, and what was starting that?
To my friends, I say, well, I just think, right, haven't worn that for a while, so I've got a fair selection of clothes, and I do enjoy wearing cop shop clothes or hand-me-down clothes. I would go around, wardrobe now, say, this person gave me that, this person gave me that, or look, today I got a shirt on, you gave me, challenge me, so that I challenged really, I'll wear that belt, or I haven't worn that coat for a while, so I'll just do that. But I do say that I know not to go, I'm happy to be over the top, but not over the top. So, yeah.
Oh, you always are beautifully dressed, so don't worry. Thank you so much for coming and having this interview and letting us in your forum. We have loved the journey, and you are definitely an inspiration to many people in your life. And most importantly, me and Mikayla have loved hearing about you and your journey. It's really nice to get to know you and learn about your life, and you truly are really inspiration to us both. Yeah. Thank you for being vulnerable and telling us about your life.
Well, I'm just going to say that I think that you girls are inspiration. It's lovely to see how life is for and then now. Expectations, people borrowers, all the tours. So the wells have been girls. Go for it. Get that two going. Okay. So good. Throwing out these this doesn't master. And thanks, girls. It'd be wonderful to have Tom. Ireland the best me, and the other piece two girls. I'm anxious to see where you two go, and it's just great the friendship that you've got. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
my message to you.